How's it going there? It's the liberal PC gamer Squid over at Squid Games coming at you today with a video on a PC gamer's perspective of the Nintendo Switch console handheld crossover, of course, from Nintendo. Now, first thing that needs to be considered, I think, with this is the available handhelds that are out there. Pretty slim to none when it comes right down to it. Really, the only place you're gonna go to get a handheld is Nintendo anyways, either Nintendo 3DS or the Nintendo Switch. The only other operable handheld on the market right now is the PlayStation Vita, which really isn't all that great anyway, and is basically dead in the water at this point because Sony no longer wants to develop for it. I don't know exactly why. I thought it was a pretty delightful little system. Of course, it's nothing compared to the Switch. It doesn't put out 720p. I think it's 540p, but nonetheless a very good asset for a company that's really on the downturn right now. Other than the PS4, they really don't have anything going for them, especially since Marvel has basically bought that back all the licensing for a lot of Marvel heroes from Sony. So there's really not much left for Sony to do anymore, other than gaming, of course. So you think that they want to stay invested in the handheld market, even though they've been struggling there, they did still do pretty decent. Other thing that needs to be considered is power. Really, power in the handheld market doesn't matter, but when you consider it, this is the most powerful handheld gaming system you can get. So, on that front, it still wins. I mean, who doesn't want to take Legend of Zelda on the go with them? It's absolutely perfect. So that's another thing that needs to be considered when you're talking about the Nintendo Switch. Now, from a PC gamer's perspective, when I'm talking about consoles, let's be honest, I don't invest in consoles. I have an Xbox One, or my fiance does, and I play that every now and then. But other than that, I do not play consoles. I don't even look at consoles. Once my PS4 got stolen about 4 or 5 months ago, I didn't look back. I moved on to PC, and I didn't even bother looking back because the fact is, I'm getting way better graphics for a way better price, way cheaper. Other things that need to be considered is the current state of the console market. While the PS4 pumps out pretty damn good graphics, the Xbox One is a little bit mediocre, and Microsoft really isn't paying attention to gaming so much anymore. They're really focused on having an all-in-one entertainment box. The only thing that they've really put out that is going to definitely focus on gaming is going to be the Scorpio project, but that's not slated to be released until I think December anyway, so it's going to be quite a while before that's out anyway. By that time, I think the other two companies are going to be more looking at bringing out another console. Other thing to keep in mind is, really, there's just no other place to go when it comes to something like this. When it comes to PC gamers, we don't really have anything that's going to enable us to take PC games on the go with us. There's nothing. I mean, the closest thing is the product I just picked up about 2-3 days ago, which is on its way and should be here in about 6 to 7 days now, and that is the GPD Win. But that is not going to play GTA 5 or any real high-spec games. It's going to play decent indies and maybe some higher detailed games, but it's really not going to play them on the highest settings either. So that's the issue when it comes to the GPD Win. The only other project you've got, or the only other product that you can go for, is the Smock Zero, which hasn't even hit the market yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to be hitting the market quite anytime soon. So definitely an obvious problem, I would say so. Smock Z was a Kickstarter project that really never hit anything other than a decent prototype. So it looks like it's going to be quite a while before we get that. I don't even think any of the donators or funders of that project have gotten their hands on this system for real. So fact is, that's dead in the water as well. And other than that, you really don't have any place to go if you want to take PC games on the go with you. So you're narrowed down to the same exact options as a console buyer. Of course, you do have the NVIDIA Shield tablet, but that's only going to get you some PC streaming and Android games. And let's be honest, Android games suck, so no thanks. So it's either the Nintendo Switch or the 3DS. And let's be honest, the Nintendo Switch brings a lot more to the table. It also brings a lot more to the table in terms of compared to the other two consoles. While the PS4 is great, they don't really have, especially if you're a PC gamer, because as a PC gamer, I'm going to get every game that comes out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, with the exception of first-party exclusives. But the fact is, Sony doesn't have any real good first-party exclusives, with the exception of Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm hearing that a lot of people were disappointed in Horizon Zero Dawn anyway, so, and of course there was what was that one failure from back in August? Was it No Man's Sky? Yeah, that was a huge disappointment too. So, the best place to go for first-party exclusives, and there's no comparison, is Nintendo. Where else are you gonna get Mario, Zelda, or Link and Zelda? And, I mean, hell, even Kid Icarus is pretty good. Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Probably the best Melee game out there. Screw Metal Combat, and that one Microsoft version that sucks. It's basically Super Smash Bros. Or bust when it comes to it. And I mean, you had Street Fighter, but that's okay. I mean, I've kind of lost interest in Street Fighter because it's been around for like a million years now, and they haven't done anything real new in quite a while. So, the best place to go is Nintendo if you want first-party exclusives. So if I'm looking to add more games to what I'm getting, the only place to really get that is going to Nintendo, because you're going to add games to the amount you already are bringing in terms of unique titles that you can't get on the PC, and you're getting great first-party exclusives released almost regularly. Of course, Nintendo Switch hasn't had the best launch setup. They didn't have a lot of launch games other than Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which actually is probably one of the best games ever made, so that's something to keep in mind. But the fact is, other than that, they really didn't have any first-party exclusives. Now, they do have Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart Deluxe, which comes out, I think, in about 11 days now, actually. So look out for that. But other than that, it's pretty damn slim when it comes to pickings from first-party exclusives from Nintendo. But you'll still have Splatoon, another project, very underrated, and I think one of the best games I've ever played. The first one, anyway, on the Wii U. And the new one comes out, I think, in July of this year. And then, of course, you have Super Mario Odyssey coming in the end of the year, one with Fire Emblem comes out, and Xenoblade Chronicles. Of course, Xenoblade isn't a first-party exclusive, but you're not going to get it on any other system, and the only other RPG that I think, or JRPG, that can even come close to stacking up to the likes of Monolith Soft's Xenoblade is probably Final Fantasy, but I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan either. So when it comes right down to it, your best option if you want to get another system besides your PC is a Nintendo Switch, because it's a unique experience. You can take it on the go with you, and you can invest hours and hours of gaming into it and enjoy it wherever you want. So that is my opinion on what a PC gamer must consider and think about when talking about the Nintendo Switch. Now, there are people that are not sold on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know why. I mean, let's be honest, it is outselling the PS4 in its launch. It's even outselling the Wii, which is one of the hottest selling consoles of all time, just shy of the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 was a very good system. The Wii sold over 100 million copies, so the fact that the Nintendo Switch, at least for now, is outselling the Wii on its launch should be a scary sign to Sony and Microsoft, and something they need to take into consideration. I give it no time before Sony tries to come up with a cheap, crappy mimic of the Nintendo Switch, just like they tried to copy the Wii phenomenon with the PlayStation Move, which was terrible. And, well, basically everything Nintendo's done since 1996, they've copied pretty much everything, or tried to, and fit. So, while Nintendo still isn't the company it once was, it's on its way up, especially since the Nintendo Switch got released. They sold almost 1 million copies in 1 month last month in the United States alone. They did sell over 2 million copies in its launch, and that's the exact number that they had shipped at launch. They're selling so well that they're predicting they're going to have troubles supplying them all the way until next year. Fact is, Nintendo's climbing its way back to the top. Are they doing it with power? Maybe not. But they're doing it with great storytelling, great games, and good characters. And that's where I believe it matters. fact is, when it comes right down to graphic power, I don't care about it on the on the console market, because I get better graphics on my PC anyway. So I don't care about the PS4. I don't care about the Xbox One. I don't care about any of that. The only thing I care about when it comes to coming to buy on the console market is a unique experience with great stories and good gameplay. And Nintendo delivers that better than Sony and Microsoft ever could or could ever dream to do. So, these are things I think you should keep in mind when you're talking about the Nintendo Switch, especially if you're a PC gamer, and I think Nintendo's on its way up, and they're offering a great experience right now, and as the years go by, Nintendo Switch is only going to get better. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe.